Hello everybody, and welcome to a new session of my latest addiction, building Dyson spheres, or at least trying to get the job done. So today's motto is processors and nanotubes, because that's exactly what I have in mind to get done for today's session. I don't know if I'll get it done, especially the nanotubes topic is a little bit of a bigger thing, but we'll see about that. Meanwhile, I'm going to take down the stuff that we have easy access to. So here, these things are, by the way, the parts that we're going to need for the Dyson sphere. That's one of the first real Dyson sphere parts that we get access to. So this stuff we'll need bajillions of, leading to the launch silos, which we'll need bajillions of. And, well, okay. This is definitely the path to where we are going to need to go in the upcoming time. So, last time I have made my ingots here. And if I remember correctly, I had plans to fetch up more silicon. There's copper. So, let's make sure we get a nice amount of resources going before we do anything else. So, silicon veins. Let's grab these. So happy that I finally am at a point where... Oh, well, the early game is for real over, and I can finally get into the fun parts of the game. I really like the fact that I also foresee that if I have collected enough metadata, I will reach soon the point where my early game will become shorter and shorter because I'll be able to unlock more and more techs right away from the beginning that I have to work for quite hard now. So once you get to the point where you can basically unlock interplanetary transportation right from the get-go, and you don't need to craft your way all to the yellow cubes and whatnot, you know, that makes a huge difference because that gives you very, very early access to things. Of course, you gotta work yourself towards that, but the cool thing is, this is a progression mechanic that I approve. And I'm usually not down for unlock systems and the like, but I gotta say, Dyson Sphere Program has a system that I enjoy thoroughly. Because this way, you know, the game basically is on a is telling you that the more often you do the same things, the less often you have to do the same things again and get to the real fun parts. So, here we go. Let's check out the silicon crafting stuff. So we're using 1 unit of raw silicon ore per second. That's all that matters. So 3.5 makes 7.5 makes 10. Alright, so we are going to need 10 smelters. Cerno, what a pleasure to see you. Hope you're having a fine day so far. Been a while. But I know that you are always more or less around. So, there we go. It might actually be of interest to you that I'm more and more interested in doing a stream gameplay series for grand strategy titles from Paradox. Just haven't made up my mind yet which one I want to play, although, well, Stellaris crosses my mind first because I'm knowing my way around that game best. The other titles from Paradox, I'm really still even more scrubby than I'm there. If I remember correctly, you were quite fond of grand strategy gaming in general. So, felt like telling you. So, we got to replicate that thing 10 times, I said. So, a bit more, please. There we go. That would be awesome. Thought so. Yeah, you know, I always said that I'm not doing this because my channel ain't large enough. But, you know, we cracked the 16,000 subscribers lately, and therefore feel like that excuse doesn't count anymore. So... good, we got that stuff wired up. What's next? There's another silicon vein that we're going to tap into. And the only question I'm asking myself, my goodness, is that much copper, is, am I going to wire that into this tower, or am I going to go elsewhere? But I think I'm going to use this tower as a distributor here. Probably not for the copper, though, I'm not sure. But let's see, what's around this tower? Is there anything else? Well, we could use the tower for stone, too. There's a lot of stone, so we make stone, let's wait, iron, silicon, stone, and glass, or glass, or only stone, whatever. Yeah, that sounds like a good choice. Not the copper, though. We're going to not wire the copper on that dude. So, that means we're going to require a connection there. So I already can see myself cruising back to the other planet because I run out of belt. Because these things, they do require quite a lot of belt. Ah, nonsense. Almost there. I'm going to wire that over here. There. So there it goes. Boom, silicon. Yeah. Don't bother me about my energy core. Here's my suite of battery towers. Now leave me alone and keep working, you drones. Well, most of them. I do actually plan in the evening. I do actually still stream in the evening, but the last 1 or 2 weeks or so, I've been pretty struggling with my health. There's I got a flu in the background, or well, no, my immune system is struggling with it. Whatever, feeling like crap most of the day, and therefore I did cut low on the evening streams to have a bit more recuperation time, you know. That's why you don't see me that much in the evening times. But I do have the streaming slot in the evening hours is pretty much a standard. Not daily, but I try to. Basically. But the evening streams are for me always the first that I drop, because, you know, that's the best part for me to gain some rest. Okay. So we're going to repeat that thing over here one more time. And yeah, I'm certain that I'm going to run out of belts sooner or later, so... Yeah, thank you, man, thank you. It's just, it's the kindergarten plague. That's, what can I say? It's like I'm feeling too ill to say that I'm healthy, but I'm feeling too healthy to say that I'm really ill, so... Somewhere in between, and it sucks. But, could be worse. Could always be worse. For example, I'm glad that my brain still has enough power to do factory games, so... That alone says something about how my well-being. Alright, the quest for many minerals is on. And I'd say I'm doing a great job so far. Though, well... I'm a tad bit concerned that I won't make it to all the way to the... Oh god, so stupid. Could have wired that up directly on the solar belt. That I will be running out of materials long before I'm done with patching up my processors. So 3.5 makes 7, makes 3.5 makes 10.5, so 10.5 smelters, hey? Well, not quite. There we go. I bet that's not enough. We're just going to make 10 smelters, whatevs. It doesn't really matter that I go on full capacity here. There we go. well, I really want to try out the newest version of Stellaris now too, because there have been so many cool sounding changes. I basically haven't made a longer playthrough since the district system got reworked. Just gotta think of some cool species to play. Cool part is that I think that the whole streaming format now will be much better suited for grand strategy games, because we'll have much longer sessions, and therefore it's a lot easier to get all the to not be what the hell is going on here? Why is that not working? We got way more time per session than with my old setup. So, you know, 30-minute episodes of grand strategy just don't seem to be a great idea. You almost get nothing transported in that time. So, we have researched geothermal power. Well, sadly not a real option on this planet. Would have been cool if, but it doesn't. So, why does it... Is there a planetary curvature problem here, right? Yep. So for whatever reason that is, we have to take that squiggle. Otherwise it wasn't possible to get our belt down to Earth. And here we have to rework that a tiny bit. Let's make it like that. Still pretty inefficient what I'm doing here, but there. Never change a running system, eh? Okay, it works. That's all that matters to me. Let's bathe in the power rods, power towers, power tower sunbathing. So let's see, mechanical frame, inventory capacity, energy circuit, I want that. Drone engine, I want that too. Drive engine, yes please. And universe exploration, not there yet. Mecha core, mechanical frame, yeah, these are, it's all the good stuff, you know. So, distribution range. Oh, that's the new logistic bots. And logistics carrier capacities. I deem those also very, very important, because we're using these logistics bots now a lot. Good! So we got the silicon wired up, and now, last but not least, let's fix up some copper. I'm going to put that, though, on an entirely different distributor here. So we got, what? 4 copper deposits pretty close to each other. Is there anything else that I should keep track of? So there's a 5th one. I think I'm going to set up the distribution thing over here somewhere, so we can just, or, well, do I? Yeah, I think I will. Okay. So. One planetary logistics station coming up. And once that thing is going to be set up, I'm going to start the processors factory, because I don't want to accidentally run out of belts on the way. Alright, so no, thanks for this for the drop by, and hope you're having a nice day. See you soon, hope. There goes my voice. So, here we are. Because once I got access to the copper from this area here, I have everything I need to set up the processors facility. Gut gemacht. Nee, gar nicht. There we go. And copper, voila. Just need some power now. This time I do not forget the solar power quartz in the vicinity, though. There we go. So this deposit here is a quite nasty one, sitting right in the way of my solar belt. So that's 3, that's 4, makes 7, makes 9. We need 9 smelters. This way. Really, really happy that this run, I got the feeling as if we're going to get the whole thing under control. So I said 9, didn't I? If it ain't, if I'd need one smelter more now, it doesn't matter because later we won't. So, hook that up and head on over right to the next thing. Oh well, maybe not. Let's help our little dronesies for a moment. And we also forgot to wire that thing up with power. There we go. So, let's repeat that one more time over at the other place. Freaking dark here. Realized that now a couple of times that on this planet, the nighttime is way darker than on the Mediterranean planet, which makes entirely sense, but I find that quite cool to see. What I don't like here so far, it's this mineral patch here. It's quite dastardly. So, I need to start at this misbehaving little thing there. So yeah, this is a patch I think we are going to need 4 mining machines for. Ray receivers. Well, one day when we are going to receive power from the sun, these boys will be really, really useful. Hey, look at me, I did it. Only 3 miners, wonderful. So I put that up here. This guy has to go here. So that port is reserved for this fella here. And then it's all just a matter of powering it up. I'm gonna say I enjoy building mining outposts in this game quite a lot. Which is quite interesting because in Factorio I don't enjoy it at all. In Factorio I hate building mining outposts in general. But I don't know, Dyson's Sphere program has a way of setting things up that just feels so easy to do that it doesn't grow old on me. So... let's keep working here from this position. So I got here, what, 3 per sec, 6 per sec, 4, 10, okay. There we go. And that's just how quick I am able to set up a mining outpost there. It's just, I think the point is that Factorio does require way more resources for one mining outpost and way more effort. And that does make all the difference there. Alright. Next copper outpost claimed, and I'll leave it like that, where we can now claim tons of other sites here on this planet. We'd be totally busy with that for a longer period of time. I don't want that. I want to check out now where is a point where I'm able to set up a factory. A good spot for a factory is somewhere alongside of the equatorial belt and pretty devoid of mineral patches, ideally, so you don't conflict too much. And I see this place here, and I choose you. So that's ideal, you know? That's just ideal. We have a lot of, we have lots of space there, and we can work there. The only thing that I need to respect is the fact that we got this solar panel line that I better don't want to piss off here. So it's quite easy to make sure that doesn't happen, though. I'm just going to set up my my shop from this point on only south. So here's going to be the first spot where I'm building a interstellar logistics station, because this place here will be shipping the we'll be shipping out the processors that we're producing on the planet, basically. So this is the first spot that I can already define where all the production will go towards to. Since there's no geography that I need to respect while building the stuff, I can already start with the endpoint. Usually I don't see that too smart, but only because topography and the stuff can dictate you something. In this scenario, I can just do what I want because I'm building on a flat plains. There's nothing getting in between my plans here. Okay, so let's check out how we're going to work. So we want processors, and we want lots of them. So processors are made out of circuits and microcrystalline components. We're going to make a processor factory here that does produce the parts it requires on site. We could make a processor factory that just imports its parts. We have now all the options. There's lots of ways how we can make our thing go, but I want to set this up here. So let's see. The question is just, how big do I want to go? That's the main question. How many processors per second do I really want to produce? So we're going to require at least 2 processors per second for the purple matrices. That's the least amount that we're going to require. So we better aim for more than that, I'd say. So let's say we're just going to produce enough processors for now to double that. So, or no, not double. Let's make 6 processors per second. Yeah, I think that's going to be a great idea. It's going to be the first real huge endeavor that we're going to put up there. So 6 processors per second. We now have to check out how many materials we require in that regard. So let's go. I'm pretty sure I don't have enough resource as of yet for that, but whatever. We're gonna get there. So 6 processors per second will require the 6-tuple amount of stuff than that what we're seeing here. So hey, Alpha Dash, let me calculate. So we're going to make 3 assemblers, and 3 assemblers will produce us one of these guys. So 3 assemblers will also eat 2 circuit boards and 2 microcrystalline components per second. So we need to take that times 6. So that means we're going to need 12 of these green boards and 12 microcrystalline components on one per second to keep that thing flowing. Quite a lot. So let's see, 12 and 12. Going to require here for the circuit boards, that's going to be the easiest part. So first off, we got to set up the basics, and let's see, the microcrystalline components don't require any pre-crafts either. Wonderful. So I'm going to start on out now with going somewhere else. Let's put up the map. Well, let's go here. So I'm going to set up one planetary logistics station. So here I'm going to request now all the materials that our factory will require. That's iron ingots, that's copper ingots, and that's high purity silicon. So as you can see, we got already something in transit towards us. High silicon, the high purity silicon just doesn't come together as of yet. I think I must have missed a configuration there. But to get back to the other distributor for a second. Or can I just control that from here? Yes, I can. Wonderful. So, well, no, the configurations were all right. We just didn't have any vessels left. So this is also going to be a huge strain for our logistics carriers. So this is also going to be the first time that I'll get to try out where the limits are, you know, because we're going to churn out a lot of material this time. Okay, so next step, dozen of circuit boards per second. Luckily, we can produce 2 circuit boards per second if we with just one machine. So we are going to require merely 6 machines doing the job. Not too much. Nothing too crazy. So let's start out with that part. So we built out this stuff here. Iron first. Because we go for, yeah, it's 2 iron and 1 copper, so. And copper second. Here. So here's one thing we have to keep in mind though, with all the stuff we're doing. Assembling machines Mark 1 have only a production speed of 3/4. You have to put up the Mark 2 assemblers to really get the ratios that I keep calculating here. I don't have access to these for real yet, so right now we are always only at 75% of what I'm calculating the whole time here. Paper boy, hey there. The weekend is here. Happy to hear that. Happy weekend, everybody. You're right about that. So, circuit board. And this thing is quite hungry. So it requires 2 iron plates per second and 1 copper plate per second. So we have to make sure that the inserters are working correctly there. So, now then, next step. I'm going to wire that stuff a little bit more downhill. You see there, I left a pretty long distance between the transport tower and the actual factory. I do like to leave a certain safety area around these, because this way I never will run into the problem that I have any logistical mumbo-jumbo not going through there because of not enough spacing or anything. So, there we go. 6 of them. And then we tower these up. And that's the first step in our magnificent new factory. The cool part is now that we just have to increase the resource income somewhere else if stuff doesn't work out as intended. Okay, so the processors are done in this regard, but we got to set up a dozen of microcrystalline components per second now as well, and that... this is going to go places, so let's see how we're going to go there. So one machine of these produces half a microcrystalline component, so that means we're going to need 24 machines. That alone is going to suck. The other thing is, every machine is going to require 1 plate of high purity silicon, and that means those 24 machines will require 24 plates of high purity silicon, and that's where we start to be in trouble because my belt only transports 12 items per second. So we have to make that work on 2 shifts, so to say. Otherwise, we won't have enough silicon throughput. I mean, I do have better conveyor belts already available-ish, but not quite. We need some serious boosts on our mall and on our production of several other goods. So that's why you saw me staggering like that. Alrighty, so on the other hand, we will require only 12 copper per second, so we can easily just let that roll downhill here. So we're going to go as follows. Oh, whoopsie. No. That doesn't work like that. We need to define something. So, here we go. Here it is important that we take the right port, so copper. Here we go, copper. And, oh, I got the better mech fuel thingy. Nice. It's a really, really good thing. So, and here goes the silicon belt. So we're going to make this now as follows. We're going to make a dozen of these machines. And then, let's see. Dozen here. I think this doesn't work as I want it to. So I'd rather make the center one copper. And then we'll do this one silicon. And lo and behold, this is going to be pretty awesome. And this third one is going to be silicon again. So this way I can build assemblers left and right. I just have to oh. No. Alright. This will be awesome in a second. Alright, so here. Now it goes. Since this build-up needs more silicon plates than copper plates, it has to go this way. And if it doesn't make sense now, it will make sense in a second, I promise. But first, let me slurp some power tower juice. Alrighty. Can I recharge faster like that? I wonder how many of these are the maximum amount you can stack on top of each other. Alright. Science speed is really cool now. So let's see how many drones we'll require to satisfy this beast. Because I have literally no experience with how effective drones are. If I'm actually dumb as hell because I'm using those smaller drones and not the logistics vessels, I have no clue. I am still figuring out things in this regard. So, microcrystalline components, we're going to go like this. Going to grab them here and there. And let's go for the other side. I really hope this does work though, and the grabbers don't say nope on me there. So here we go, but it looks good. And we grab from this belt here, and voila. No conflicts, nothing. And we got everything we need. And we just need to replicate that now a dozen times on each side. And then we get the dozen of machines, of parts that we require. So I've been waiting so hard for being able, or I wanted to make this kind of larger build so badly. That's how I want to put it. So I'm really, really excited to finally be there now, you know. So, there we go. So let's do, let's have a look on the calculations one more time, because, you know, now is the time to stop myself from a unnecessary overkill. So, I want 6 of these guys per second, so yes, I need a dozen microcrystalline components, and a dozen of microcrystalline components requires me to build 24 machines. Yes, there's, I see no fault in my calculations there. Okay. Well, sometimes you hope to see a mistake there, allowing you to make your build smaller. I mean, at the end of the day, I still have to upgrade this entire machinery here with Mark II assemblers. We're still running Mark I assemblers here everywhere, so we aren't producing 12 per second as a matter of fact. I just calculate as if I had a tier 2 assemblers already, because everything else would make me go outright insane. Because I would need to scale up every build by 25%, just to downscale it afterwards by 25%, and no thank you. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 requires 2 more. Dear planetary curvature, don't mess up with my plans now. I dare you. So yeah, we're already in mess up land. So you see, it grows more and more narrow here. Oh crap! So these are only 11, aren't they? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. No, not like this. So what's happening here is that we cannot put up the machines here anymore because they start to collide with the belts and the like. So yeah, let's see if I can put up one custom placed machine here. Just something like that. Probably will work. There are lots of different tricks how you can fix that kind of situation, but I always found this the most comfy one. By the way, can I make tier 3 grabbers here in my inventory? Wonderful, because we're going to require tier 3 grabbers here for that job. Yeah, the planetary curvature is in this game a thing to play against. There are tools that allow you to do things more freely. Implemented in the game, you can basically override the placement system manually, but it's still a pain in the socks to do that. And since it's so much work to fiddle everything out until it works as intended, I have started to go for the path of least resistance and just do what you see there, because, you know, this is killing my brain way less than fidgeting around with the user interface until I have found that one way that allows me to output my stuff or weave the belt in a way that it doesn't get gimped by the planetary curvature anymore. Because you can basically disable the grid snap. That's the gist of it. And once you have disabled the grid snap, you can basically do whatever you want to, and you can then also build blocks that just don't get hindered by the planetary curvature thing like this here anymore. But I did it once, and I realized that this is so effing much work to make it to make it work and everything, that I decided to do this like this. So there is now one thing though. Only the first machine has a input for copper here. How the hell did that happen? Well, okay. Mistakes have been made, obviously. So let's see. Here we have somebody still out of power. So, oh crap! I know what must have happened here. Yeah. I copied the wrong design here. This is the design for the left side and not for the right side. So there we go. Here we have object collisions. So, oh crap. I hate when that happens at this scale, you know. So they all seem to have one inserter too much now. You see that guy here? It's obsolete. He's the output inserter from this side, basically. Let's get rid of that fella before I accidentally have something like that happening. Oh yeah. Pure chaos. So good thing that I spotted this before it grew into a larger problem. Because, you know, all of us have these moments where stuff like that happens. You learn to avoid stuff like that better and better the longer you play this kind of game. But at the same time... okay. We're going to replace that. There will be always major blunders like these every now and then. What I'm trying to say with that, don't take it too hard when stuff like that happens. Just work through the problems there. And be happy when you're done with it. Okay, so I think now it should work though. So, hope that I can now wire these up without suffering a too low amount of production. Speaking about production, I was saying there that the Mark I assemblers here, they only have a production speed of 0.75 person, so 75%. The fun part about that is, as long as you only use Mark I assemblers everywhere, it doesn't matter at all. The only thing where it does actually matter and do make a difference right now is in my science cube production, because I'm not really producing 2 cubes per second. A little bit less than that. No matter what, I always build horizontal, yeah. I usually try to think. I usually try to remind myself about that too. If you check out the smelters here that I built, I all put them horizontal. I usually do that too. I just had a brain fart there because I was so busy figuring out how I'll make it work. That's a very, very good tip, Alpha Dash. This and Andre. This is basically the best way, in my opinion, how to not get pissed off too hard by these things. Anyways, this is how you can solve it there. So now we are going to have what? For 6 processors per second, I'll require 3 per processor. That requires 3 times 6. That's 18. 18 assemblers. There we go. 18 frickin' assemblers. Luckily, we can put them this time all on a line there, in a horizontal manner. But I'm going to make this again like this. I hope it does work though. So let's see, we're going to require a grabber here and a grabber there. Grabber there and a grabber there. I think these won't conflict with one another. Beautiful. So. Processors. half a dozen processors per second feels damn good. Never been that productive, ever. So we're now going to use only Mark 1 belts for that, because if we're just producing 6 processors, they can as well travel on a belt that's fit for that. So, 9 machines on each side. That won't be that huge, actually. Don't forget the outputs. Right. So here I almost made the same mistake again. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. We need a little bit more than that. But first, I need to set up the power tower battery. So, one more, please, on each side. And that's that. So, these processors will be now delivered into the system. And I'm pretty sure that I don't produce enough silicon or enough copper to satisfy that beast. I merely got two outposts for silicon, I think, right now. And if I just do a quick calculation here, we are right now crunching through 24 silicon plates per second. That would require alone 48 silicon smelters running toujours 24/7. We don't have these. I know that I haven't put up that many, but that's not that important. We can always just feed more material into the beast. That's why I'm not bothering anymore with these production streets about what I'm actually earning. I'm only bothering about making them somewhat, well, fitting to my plans. There we go. That's a nice amount of processors there. Ah, well, whatever. I'll just upgrade that jank here. Just decided that I'm running Mark II conveyor belts everywhere by now, so it'd be silly to just pretend like I'm going to use them. At the end, I'll just forget that I needed them at some point, and then I'll be frustrated. So, there we go. Mission accomplished. I did what I wanted to get done here at this planet, and I got 22 pieces of belt left, so I'd say I was pretty good. Oh, wait a sec. Actually wrong. No. That's been not where we wanted to go. It's probably not right about that. Yo, game, there is a port that you can take. Sometimes, yeah, whatever. So, can we connect it now? Alright. So, 10 pieces of belt. Sorry, guys. Had to correct me. I think I could have put one there as well, but now it is as it is. I don't want to over-optimize it any further. What we got there is we got this, and where are my bigger dudes? Here. Most importantly, I have now achieved that we are going to be able to distribute these guys into my network. So I leave the planet with that. The production here needs to be polished someday soon, but since I ran out of belts and I don't have more solar panels and whatnot, I'm going to take a break here from the work on this planet. Let's travel back to our Mediterranean paradise, and well, let's see what we're going to get done there. So indicator, yes, thank you. Up, up, and above. So let's soar. Wow, I'm faster than usual. Awesome. Well, battery capacity is also larger than ever before, so let's just make sure that I'm able to land on Merga. Let's slow down ever so carefully. And slam. So, I can now go for even more mecha sail speed, so awesome for me. But let's get back into the other problems there. So, we have now settled up. We have now settled down with the part of the problem there. So we got now all the processors we want, basically. The particle broadbands, though, they are a little bit more pain to do in the first place. So let's see, how do we do that? So we're going to require carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes, by the way, are a material that we'll be requiring a lot in the future. So I better patch up a couple of more of these. So carbon nanotubes. We make 2 carbon nanotubes out of 3 graphene and 1 titanium. Okay, 3 graphene. Make that stuff out of sulfuric acid. Oh yeah. I remember that I was making sulfuric acid somewhere around here. So let's head back to our facilities and check out how that'll work. There are so many things that I want to get done now, and I want to get them done all at once. It's pretty annoying. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. I guess one of the most important things in the near future is going to get a handle on my entire oil business. So let's see, what up here? We are producing sulfuric acid here that we are supplying for the rest of the system. I am putting up a production of what here? We got 2, 4, 6 machines producing sulfuric acid. That's a production of 4 acid per second. Got it. So, well, it ain't much, but it's mine. I got a massive overproduction of hydrogen on the entire planet. Gotta do something about that too. Well, but not now, I guess. Here I've supplied energetic graphite into the grid, which is pretty good. That means we're not going to have to produce the energetic graphite nor the sulfuric acid for our project on site. So we're going to do what next? Well, I somehow have that urge to produce even more sulfuric acid, you know. But I think the first thing that I really want to do here is to get a handle on the on my on my secondary oil products. So it's a bit of a overkill to do this, but I don't know how to help myself otherwise. So we're going to put up another planetary logistics station here. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. These guys are only costly at the very beginning of the game. So 50 drones can be sitting in one of these guys. I see. We probably will have 50 drones in the larger towers at the end of the day. So what I'm doing here is a quite simple thing. I'm wiring hydrogen into the tower here, and it's set on supply, and I'm going to transport all that stuff somewhere where it can be stored in a larger scale, because it really grows into a problem that we got that many oil side products that we're not really using up. Okay, so let's see, where will I find my mole? Okay. A bit north than east, thank you. Alright. So, belt, check. What else? Running out of what to? Well, so we have a constant shortage of these engines here still. Sure. Oh my god. Yeah, this is just the starter mall, you know? I knew why I said that, like I said it, because here we just have our basic needs covered that are initial expansion needs. We'll have to do a bigger mall later. Definitely gonna have to do that. I think my smelters were running low too. Yes, they were. So... And chemical plants. I actually need more chemical plants. But I mean, at the end of the day, it works pretty well so far. It's the best organized playthrough that I ever attempted, and therefore, I'm quite happy here. So, what next? There's this teensy copper deposit there. Oh, it's actually not that teensy anymore. It was not that teensy to begin with. We just made it teensy. Okay. So this will be also a problem in the near future, that we'll have to plug up our science differently. So, well, one thing at a time. There's more oil seeps that I'd like to exploit as soon as possible, but we are right now busy with other things. So, where will I produce my graphene and carbon nanotubes? I feel like this is a great spot to begin with. There's nothing here that would block my endeavors, and we can't just start working here. The beautiful part now is whatever I build now will stay useful forever. Because even if these even if I abandon this planet, all the resources that I generate here will be plugged into networks that will be supplying other planets later. That's one thing I love about Dyson Sphere program. It's so damn easy to generate a large-scale logistics network. The hard part is balancing it out, but setting it up, understanding how it works, it's not that hard, and I appreciate that. I've had so many games that made it super hard to understand how these things work, and that really pissed me off quite often. I'm not talking about any game in particular here. So, okay. To produce carbon nanotubes, we're going to focus on the carbon nanotubes now, not on the graphene. Although graphene would be worth its own side production or main production, because as you see here, It is also required for Casimir crystals and lots of other goodies. Well, could make a graphene plant too. Well, whatever. Here we have the problem that I now wonder whether or not I should set up a plant that produces graphene in a larger scale, plugs it into a logistics center, and, well, I think I'm going to do that, huh? Yeah. Let's do no half measures here. So, but I still want to do a little bit of a calculation here. So we're going to require 3 graphene per 2 carbon nanotubes. We are producing, well, okay. So I'd say it would be a wise choice to aim for a production of 12 graphene. Definitely. So let's put that times 6. That's 18 units of graphite and 6 units of sulfuric acid. Of course, I don't produce any of these numbers here yet, but it doesn't. I don't need to. What's important there is that I want to set up my machineries as if I had what I need, and then I'm filling in materials until I fulfill that. This is a new way of building, and this is where I'm no longer in the beginning of the game, so to say. So graphene is now going to be supplied from this at this point, and we are going to import the materials we require for the production. So that's coal and acid. So we put these on demand. There we go. And the swarms of busy logistics drones are flying already. Good-o. Then all it takes are a couple of extra Teslas. So I really love that we have now we now have access to these logistics bots. I really will check out how they can easy up your early game. I think that the latest update made the transition from early to mid game a lot smoother. I think that really happened there. Alright, so our dudes are now busy, and we're going to do what? So for 12 graphene per sec, we're going to require 3 chemical facilities per 2. That means we're taking 3 times 6, so that's 18 again. So 18 chemical facilities. Cool. That means we are also not rocking strong enough belts there again. That's a common picture here. So we are going to make this as follows again. So in the middle, we're going to wire up the sulfuric acid, and left and right we're going to have the graphite. So we're going to use this like that. And then it's the same thing, 9 on this side, 9 on the other side. We've had that before, and we'll just do it again. So here again, taking a little bit of a distance between the logistics node, because I personally think it's a great thing to do so. Alright. I'm simply ignoring now that I have not a smaller scale graphene production somewhere else. I don't care about them anymore. They have their use. They will be used later too by other parts of the factory, but everything that I'm doing now is going to be ultimately wired into distribution centers, and everything I did before, well, I'll just let it work. I'll give it new resources when it's necessary, but I'm not taking it as a part of the new network, so to say. So go. Somehow failed to configure output. Okay, so let's check this out. We're requiring these resources 1 per second with the coal, so that's the easier part. So 1, 1, 2, 2. Alright, easy enough. And now we just have to put that times 9. Alright. And I'm pretty sure it was the right choice to start out with a graphene plant first before I bother setting up something for carbon nanotubes. Because now every single little thing that I skip will bite my back sooner or later. Every little thing that I skip will bite my back. So therefore, I'd rather skip not as many things anymore. So now we have 6 on each side, right? 2, 4, 6. And, yeah. Happened to me again. And to add insult to injury, I deleted the only factory that was right, properly configured, I deleted. Anyways. Mirroring issues in me. So. Probably take that one day as a reminder. Probably not. So, yep. So here we go. And there's a bit of an issue here. So. We're unable to go further than that. So let's see. I bet there's room for one more, but not for more than that. So we'll have to do the rest on this side. That's okay. That's okay. This doesn't destroy my plans. So, let's see. This is now 6, 7, 8, and 9. Why does it collide with another object here again? What are you talking about, eh? Let's see. Do we have curvature issues again, eh? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Am I already overshooting? I need 18, don't I? Yeah. 15. So I need 3 more now. So. What's the matter now, factory? So. Let's see where the problem is. If there is any. Sometimes Dyson Sphere program just decides that there's a problem now. Most of the time the problem is somewhere inside the user, who's somehow not able to see that he's doing something wrong, but, you know, whatever. So, graphene plan, here we go. Yum yum graphene. So the next big job is going to be now to find out where I need more of what. We're not quite there yet, but between the purple and the green cubes, this will be the next big ordeal to find out where do we need to crank up our productions of what. Good. Got that. So, back to the carbon nanotubes. These are actually quite easy. So... well, I need another planetary logistics station to get the job done, sadly. But let's see. We're going to make ourselves... like... well, how many of these do I actually need? How about 6, hey? 6 would be eating up 9 graphene per second. That would be the majority of my graphene production right now. But it'd be also a nice backbone. Let's do that. So... I love the way how these things work in Dyson Sphere program. Am I the only one? Don't think so. So, carbon nanotube. And in this particular scenario, we're going to... yeah, well, whatever. It's stupid, but I'll just do it like I do it everywhere. We're going to demand them from next tower. That's just because I don't want to put up any belts between these guys here, and who cares, you know? It doesn't matter to me. I didn't mean to set up the entire kit of drones. There was a reason why I only put in 20 or whatever. Okay. So, have at least 100 logistics drone for a planet in transit. Yeah. We're working hard here. And titanium ingots on demand, please. So we're going to put lower amounts on the demand tab here as well. So there we go. So let's check out the recipe for these suckers. So we're going to require 4 chemical facilities per 2 tubes. So that means we're going to require for 6, a dozen of them. Okay. So a dozen of them is going to be what? Well, can be wired up all in one belt. Because we're only tripling the amount of output, so yeah, no biggie. No biggie at all. So we're just setting this up like that. And here's the titanium lane. So, titanium's still in transit here. But that ain't much of a problem. And there we go. So. A dozen, I said, right? Yep. A dozen times 3. So I do remember how hard I struggled the last time when I did that. So I really see a big step forward in my procedures here. So yeah, this can go like this. And then just like that. So, carbon nanotubes coming up hot. Yay! More inventory capacity! And my energy core is depleting soon. Okay, so... let's chill out between the power towers. There we go. So I'm really looking forward to these logistics carrier upgrades. So more carrying capacity and more drone flight speed. That's something I really, really look forward to. So, there's the output, and then we just need Look at me, I'm copying the right buildings. For once. At least. Alright. There we go. Do enjoy the fact that we're setting up things that damn quickly now. Of course, I'll be needing to set up a couple of extra facilities soon. But for the time being, I'm really happy. Okay, so carbon nanotube production. It's live. Awesome. Really, really awesome. So happy now. Cool. Okay, so we got all that running, and now the next step are particle broadbands. So we only will require plastic and crystal silicon for that. So in that regard, well, plastic will be easy. Plastic is just made out of oil and graphite. So let's see where we can put that up here. So, well... And how big do I put it up? That's the next question. So, let's set up a little plastic facility here as well. Go. So, plastique. We need... Wow, that's a damn costly thing. I mean, plastic will be required for particle broadbands mostly. So that's the future use of that. But, well, now that I look at the recipe, we're actually putting up quite a large thing there. Didn't expect that. So... Supply and oil and graphite on demand. So here we go. I do love how it works now. The hell? Why does it snap in like that? Whatever. So... How much plastic do I want to produce, actually? So we produce 1 unit of plastic per three chemical plants. So if I'd want to set up just a production of 6 plastic per second, I'd be needing 18 units, 18 thingies there. And also... times 3, no, times 6. And also 12 units of oil per second as well. Quite a lot, seriously, quite a lot. But I'm still going to do this, because I feel like we're going to require it anyways. One way or another, we're going to require it anyways. So here's the thing, we're going to require only materials that can be put up on one belt, so... This will look very similar to what I did before here. But the cool thing is, we now know vaguely how long it has to be. Because, you know, we have built the other thing as well. So, did I configure that in any way? Nope, I didn't. So, here's oil. Oh, let's configure that thing right away before it does do something to me again. Alright. And there's the graphite. So, 9 on each side. Oh, totally out of chemical plants. Alright. Well, I'll take that as a good thing. I mean, the mall is right next door, so that ain't much of a big deal. Also, let's stock up on ammunitions for our transporters. So, I consider myself so damn happy that I have now this entire logistics production settled down like that. Except for the fact that we're somehow not producing enough particle traps anymore. How come? Ah, yeah, okay. These engine thingies here, sure. Before I set up a real large-scale production of these suckers, we'll be suffering forever, but that's okay. For now, it's totally okay. Since I'm going to restructure the entire mall sooner or later anyways, it doesn't matter that much right now. For now, I just want to have a really damn solid production of those purple cubes, you know? That's what matters to me most right now. Because once we are down with the purple cube production in a good way, we have made the most problematic things happen that will piss us off here while we're in this solar system, so to say. And then we're going to be able to just upscale like crazy while we're teching out stuff. That's at least my plan. So, coal goes in, oil goes in, coal goes in, oil goes in, plastic goes out. So let's see if I have planned it large enough for the first time. Yeah, just like that. But really on the very, very last inch of the belt there. So I'm well aware of the fact that my core is depleting. Yeah. Don't hassle me, bro. Doing what I can here. There it goes. Okay, so let's check it out. I got the particle broadbands. What I don't have right now are the high purity silicon thingies. Gotta say, I think these silicon thingies are, well, we'll produce them here on the planet. Why not? I'll be producing them large scale later, because I vaguely remember that we need crystal silicon for all manner of different things later, but as of yet, I would need to fly all over to the other planet just to make them happen there, and then to pipe them over here. Well, we can just request silicon from the other planet and be happy with that. I think that's the smarter choice for now. Okay. It's so much fun when you can just set up the facilities as you need them, you know, and no longer break your head about the fact, do I actually earn enough resources to make it happen like this or that? The early game is, for me, way more complicated than the later stages of the game. Because now we don't need to calculate that much anymore. You can also just slam in material until it works. It's okay. Alright, so there goes that. Now to the particle broadband production. We require 1 particle broadband per second and 2 thingies of that to produce the information matrices. So for 1 information matrix, we will require 2 crystal silicon per second, right? Right. And for 2 crystal silicon per second, we'll require 4 smelters there. Okay, that's easy enough. So let's just check out where we're going to produce the purple cubes. I think I'm just going to produce them up here where the lab's at, because it's a real small scale thing. And alright, there are more yellow cubes in transit. I was like, already? So low? Here we go. So, logistics carrier capacity up. Nice. So, next thing that I want to do here is a simple thing. We're going to set up a planetary logistics station. Put the high purity silicon on demand. I hope I do have some on my grid here somewhere. I thought I had though. So let's check it out. There's the where's my intergalactic station, the first one that I built. Interstellar, here. Local supply in transit. Yeah, we got it. So for some reason it's just not getting transported. I bet the tower that has these items is just totally totally stressed out, you know. Alright. So we're going to require processors as well. And yeah, now that I look more closely at it, we might as well dismantle this logistics station here altogether and set up a interstellar one, because we won't be receiving any processors if we don't request them from outer space here. Remote demand. Because I don't remember me having any of these guys so why doesn't it get delivered here? I mean, we could order them also from the other spot. Now, that would be maybe a little bit more effective, wouldn't it? So, we got here one interstellar logistics station, local supply, remote demand. Yeah. Something must have went wrong here, because I don't get any delivered here. Damn it. So now we have to fly on over there and check out what went wrong there, because something went wrong. This shouldn't look like it does here. Well, that's pretty common, you know. So while I'm over there, I think I'm going to slap up a new layer of solar panels there. So let's do a triple check here, whether or not these guys maybe... No, here, remote demand, local supply. So everything works out here as intended. We'll have to check on out what went wrong. I bet I set up a wrong tower or something stupid like that. Speaking about which, I have the right towers on me, right? Right. Okay, but I do remember that I did slap in the logistics vessels, so... Well, we'll see about that. Let's just fly on over there, and we'll see about that. I mean, it is a very, very short trip now. It's just a 20-second trip by this point. Mostly because of the increased capacity of my batteries there. Oh crap, I hate it when that happens. So... First off, we have to break down... Oh, I hate it. I hate this! You know what? We're just going to load the last, last autosave. I really don't know why the hell this does happen from time to time, that you just wheeze by the planet like that. It sucks hard, and it just happens sometimes, and I have no clue why. Especially when you're too fast. And it's one thing that pisses me off quite hard about the interplanetary transport, that there's no, well, no catching behavior of this orbit, because it's bullshit. You know, when you would be so close to a planet's surface, it would catch you. It would slow you down and would catch you. You wouldn't be bouncing off like that. You would be sucked in by the gravity well of the planet, and whatever would happen, you would be not bouncing off the planet like that and be catapulted into outer space. And besides that, it's just pretty annoying to deal with. Be really delighted if the devs get rid of that somehow. There we go. Because it's basically only during the early stages of the game a problem. So, yeah, remote demand, of course. Of course. That was the wrong thing to set up. Not bad. So, while I'm here, though, you know, if I'm already here like that, and here you can see this thing's burning through all the silicon that we got, so probably it'd be a smart idea to just crack up more silicon deposits here, you know, because after all, I want to use silicon on my home planet again. You know, starter planet, I should rather call it, instead of home planet, but you know what I'm saying. And therefore, well, if this planet doesn't have enough silicon to begin with its own production, how should it support the other planet then? I think I'm going to bump up the silicon production here before I leave. So probably no purple cubes after all. But that's okay. I mean, I feel like we made a lot of good progress here nevertheless today. And I mean, I have accomplished exactly what I put on the label of today's episode. Processes and nanotubes. So, I'm happy. Alrighty, so tech-wise, let's see where we're going to get next. So with the purple cubes available, there will be a lot more options there. Solar sail life is not interesting. Ray transmission efficiency is also not interesting as of yet. Vertical construction, yes, that's pretty cool. The more the merrier. And logistics carrier capacities can be upgraded even more. I do like that. Vanes utilization, research speed. Well, okay. So quality of life wise, we are pretty far down the road already. Nice. So, strange matter. Strange matter. Oh, that's a nightmare. Wave function interference. Plane filter. Yeah. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Titanium glass and Casimir crystals. Yeah. Now I remember where the pain was. So we're now pretty close to the point where stuff gets really nasty on us. So interstellar power transmission, gas giant exploitation. I think that's going to be a pretty interesting venue to go into as well, because I'm growing to need more and more hydrogen and the like, and gas giants are just better. Bigger and better than the most sources of hydrogen. But we'll see about that. Yay! We're meeting up with our buddies on the other side. It's time for the second layer then. Since there's going to be a lot of mining ops on this planet, I want to have at least a double layer of solar panels here. Probably gonna bump up the production of these suckers a bit more in my home planet. Because we definitely need them in large amounts, so... might be a good idea to have more of these right away. So I do have enough machines on me to make some more smelting here happen now that I think more closely about it. I got everything I need. So we're going to rack up our silicon production a little bit now before I leave. And I'm somewhat tempted to make the silicon production happen on this planet now. You know, it's a while I'm here kind of thing now, to me. So, let's check this out. So we got tons of different deposits here. So this is this place should be totally tapped. This is exactly where I want to work now. Alright. So if anybody knows, and that goes out to the comment section as well, if there is a good reason not to use planetary drones, let me know. Like, I'm still a little bit angsty that the intergalactic drones are just a flat-out upgrade in every aspect, making it not feasible to use the smaller drones at all. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. If somebody could give me some enlightenment on that topic, I'd be really, really grateful. Because as I see it right now, the small drones seem to be okay. Especially since you seem to be able to put a damn large amount of these guys into one tower. Whereas in the with the other vessels, they have more capacity and all, but they also happen to have way less capacity in the tower. You could combine the planetary vessels and the intergalactic vessels in an intergalactic tower after all, but, well, yeah. So, what up here? 3, 3.5, and 2.5. So we have 6 plus 3 makes 9. Alright. There we go. So where do I let all those resources go towards to now? Think we'd be best off transporting those minerals, not the other way around. I think we're closely about it. So let's do this like that. Well, you can use the large ones for planetary transports as well, but maybe you are right about that. This would solve this mystery entirely if the other vessels aren't even capable of transporting planetary, then there would be no question whatsoever. Oh dang, I'm running out of grabbers. Ha! Luckily I can craft myself a crap ton of these with my leftover materials. Never underestimate the power of leftover materials. Okay, so this will be now the big Silicon City, and this will really help my my system a lot. Also plan to go for a large-scale exploitation trip on Merga 4 as well at some point. Although Merga 4 will be a bit of a challenge there. Hi, Grimats. Hi there. Well, I do stream on Twitch only for casual purposes. So when I just want to chill out without any specific project, I still do stream sometimes on Twitch, but mostly not because I gotta be straight out honest with you. It just doesn't pay off well enough for me. Twitch is just a really shitty thing when you are a small-term creator, and whenever I stream here on YouTube, I just earn more money, and you know, as much as I do it for the fun, I also do it for the money. I'm sure you guys understand that. So yeah, I do stream sometimes on Twitch still when it comes down to stuff that I cannot transport here on YouTube, or just for the sake of chatting. So that's what I made out of it. I would have loved to stay more on Twitch, but the deal between Twitch and content creators just sucks. Yeah, don't worry. And the best part about that, Grimats, is you will not lose any content from my side as long as I stream here on YouTube, because every stream here on YouTube is automatically saved and published as a video on demand afterwards, so that's really something worth mentioning. Unlike Twitch, where the videos on demand do disappear after a while. All the stuff that I do create here stays, so I just saw too many benefits of that and that, you know. Sure you guys understand. So we're going to slap in now tons of logistics drones, because this is the most important tower so far. Because silicon is just that one material we cannot acquire elsewhere. Okay, together with titanium. Actually, that's not quite right. Titanium was even more unattainable, but whatever. Right now, it's the most desired material in my factory, at least. That's one thing I can't say without any over-exaggeration. Oh, crap. So. There we go. That's better. Just want to make sure that I tap all those veins. Oh, by the way, I do have fuel for the trip home. Good. There we go. So we're going to go smelting here. Just want to leave enough room for that copper patch to be exploited as well. Leave no patch unexploited, you know. Alright. There we go. That's that. So how many do we have here? 3, 6, 10. Alright, requires 10 smelters. And then we're going to go this way. And then so requires more grabbers. So now I'm officially out of iron ingots for grabbers. It's tragic. There we go. 10 of these guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, core energy is depleting soon. But I grew quite on me to just charge myself up between the towers there. Good. So here we see that we barely minimum load of drones 10%. Yeah, well, no. At least 50%. I don't like them wheezing around, wasting a lot of their potential like that. It sucks. Max charging power 12 MV. Oh well. MW, sorry. Okay. Let's take another deposit right in there. I'm avoiding the copper deposits right now because I have limited resources on me right now. And I felt like it's way more important for me to get those done. There we go. But we're clearly running out of belt here sometime soon. So I gotta be... I guess this will be the last outpost for now. Then I just want to get the crystal silicon production going here as well, because I figured that it would be really awesome to have that on interplanetary transport there as well, you know. So, don't like that connector. So, what do we have here? 3.5, 6.5, 4.5, so 11 even. Cool. So, tower goes this way. Well, let's use the overqualified grabbers now that I don't have the low quality grabbers anymore, but that's okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. That was amazingly accurate. Okay. So, next tower connection. Let's go up here. Easiest way to get the job done, I think. Okay. With so many mining outposts to connect to just one tower, it's growing to be... It's growing into more and more of a logistical challenge here. There we go. So, this still does not achieve to fill up its pockets in any way. That alone says that we require a lot of silicon right now. So, where to next? There to next. And I think once that's done, I hope that I'll have enough silicon for the moment. I mean, we're going to work on new sources in the future. Near future, that is. Like I said, there's an entirely new planet here in the system that I want to acquire. But, you know, one thing at a time. Don't want to start messing around with a second planet while I'm not even done with the first one. A third planet while I'm not even done with the second one, sorry. But in that regard, I'm not even done with the first one either. That's true. That's as well true. So we got only 130 pieces of belt left here, so we're going to be at the end of our trip here sometime soon anyways. Well, whatever. Looks like we're going to create the crystalline silicon on another planet, not on this planet anyways. Mostly because I've ran out of building mats again. Oh, that's okay. So, 3, 4.5 makes 7.5, makes 11. Go. That's a lot of silicon, isn't it? That's a lot of silicon. But I'm quite glad that I finally found a method that it seems to be infinitely scalable. I'm not sure if I'm wrong at some point in the near future here about the scalability of my build, but it does look like there's no limit to that. And it also is low brain power, you know? You're just, I'm just doing my thing here. Yellow cubes in the house. Hey, Waldheiner, welcome. So, I checked out the video of yours the other day. That's one wicked-looking Dyson sphere there. I was watching it without sound though, so I meant to ask you how many gigawatts or terawatts this baby had that you showcasing there on your channel there. Did like the pentagram thingy a lot. Pattern is the word. Pentagram pattern. 107 gigawatt. Nice. Alright. Well, I'm really curious to see where my first Dyson sphere will be at. Really, really curious to find that out. But I'd say I'm on a good way now. So, yeah, well, except for the fact that I ran out of building materials here to work with now, but whatever. Let's see. Is it already enough for this thing to stock? No. Oh no. It's still not enough material to work with. Oh god. Alright, what? I did what I could. Let's head on over to the planet where the belts grow. Yeah, no problem, man. It's a shame that it's so hard to get audience, isn't it? It's not as if everybody would have a 107 gigawatt Dyson sphere on his computer. So, let's speed myself up a bit. Hopefully I don't crash into the planet like the last time. Yeah, that's the worst thing about YouTube in general, that the algorithm is such a pain to deal with, because the algorithm has no sense for quality, you know? The search engine cannot make any quality assessment of the videos. It's just assessing the how well it is formatted for whatever the parameters are. I'm a little bit fond with search engine optimization, and therefore I know what I'm talking about when I say that that you're writing your descriptions more for the machine than for your audience. And that alone is stupid with to no end, but it is as it is, you know. You cannot really do anything against that. So we're eating our sulfuric acid like candy here. So I'll be better crunching up my numbers sometime soon as well. But I pretty much expected that to happen. I mean, there's now a lot of stuff here on this planet that is, well, in need of a rework. Let's put it down like that. It's in need of a rework. Lots of parts of my starter mall are now so damn redundant by now that it pains me to see how much work I put into that. So these engines here, they don't reach this facility at all anymore. Is that because of very low production amounts, or do we have another problem there? So, yeah, it's just because we have not enough on the production line there. These green babies here are eating up all the output of these machines, so that's why we're not getting any grabbers anymore. Okay. Relieves me. Just wanted to make sure that there's nothing else wrong here in the grid. I'll be powering up this whole machinery later too. For now, we don't need to, luckily. That's great to know. Well, for me, it was kind of a bummer, but it still bothers me a bit that when you want to publish content on YouTube, you struggle to find your audience. I really think that sucks, you know? Really feel like it would be a lot more interesting if the tech companies would be able to teach their algorithms a little bit more. Well, I don't know. I'm no tech guru, but I do know that the things aren't really cool as they are now. That's all I can say. Anyways, let's make purple cubes before we log off. How about that? So speaking about which, the yellow cubes are in transit, so... Okay. Good. Now, back to what I actually planned in the first place. So, Interstellar Logistics Station. We will require... couple of logistics drones for transportation sakes. One logistics vessel there. So we will request processors. Remote demand. So at some point in the future, we should get some processors delivered now. Or I hope so, at least. Or wait a sec, didn't I put these on demand on the other thingy there? Yeah, we got these, so I can now go for planetary station. Okay. So but somehow I feel like the other station isn't configured right. Local supply, remote demand. Well, okay. So, yep, I think you were right about that what you said before. I don't know who said it. I think it was Andre. That yeah, those interstellar vessels, they cannot transport planetary. That's that. It's right about that. So, particle broadband does require silicon, plastic, and carbon nanotubes. So, we got carbon nanotubes. But let's first put a low amount of data in storage here. we need plastic. And we're going to request the silicon as it is. So here we go. Okay. Now then, next step, we're going to set up the necessary production there. So we require particle broadbands, and we require one per second for starters. So that's 8 assemblers, and we require 2 pure crystal, 2 crystal silicon per sec. That was 4 smelters, so let's get started with that first. So I'm going to put up 8 smelters here instead of just 4. So I can just upscale that thing once I feel like it's time for that. So here it goes, and these are supposed to flow down there. Okay. So that's 6. And that's 8. Okay, there we go with these. And then we require just the other materials that we just ordered. So, you know what? We're going to use the upmost connector here. There we go. Because this way I can use all the other guys as well. Oops. And plastic. So particle broadbands, we're going to require 8 assemblers for that business, so we're going to make them work left and right again, because I feel like that's the easiest way to get the job done, and it'll also give me the ability to upscale this facility quite easily. So let's make sure we got the grabbers right. So 1, 1, 2. So, well, wait a sec. Ugh. Is this a problem that I cannot solve, or is it a problem that I can't solve? That's the interesting question here. So we'll require 3 different materials. One here. So let's see. There's no connector open for the last thing, so just doesn't come together here. Dang it. Well, whatever. It ain't that much of a deal. So we'll have to wire these guys up 8 in a row here. Whatever. I'm considering to set up a second belt of plastic that I just squiggle along here, and then we would be able to just duplicate that another time. Actually really considering that. Ugh. So planetary curvature is killing me yet again. Yeah, let's do this. I like the idea of that. Here we are at the point again why I should always be only building horizontal and not vertical, but well, you know, always those good those pieces of good advice. So let's see, is it possible from this point on? That's the most interesting question. Or is that even not possible at all? So, we'll require that stuff, and that stuff. So, it is possible though. So, here goes. Leave me alone, belt. I'm not interested with you. Belt, shut up. What these? So, 1 connector, 2 connector, 3 connector. Yep, it works. Great. So, I need 8 of these machines altogether, didn't I? So it would have been a lot smoother to just have these broadband, these particle broadband thingies produced somewhere else and the like. But you know, I'm still not at the spot where I'm entirely on clean builds, so to say. For starters, I take my builds also a little bit dirty. Wow, 32 colonists surviving that long? Man, you're a beast. I might dare say so. I noticed that when I saw your Dyson Sphere stuff that you're posting there, but you're quite a diligent gamer, aren't you? So, purple cubes. Purple cubes, we require 10 facilities for 1 purple cube. It's insane, but it is as it is. No! Come on. Not like this. Here's the factory. Let's pick up the labs, because as the diligent munchkin that I am, I prepared everything. Okay, but we got this, guys. We got this. So 10 labs. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think I'm able to stack 6 of them up at this point, but we don't need to stack that many. Alright. And it's going to be super easy to upscale this facility for real. Like, we only need to add in particle broadbands from either somewhere else or from here. And then we're perfectly able to add in more purple cubes into that whole thing here. And I'm damn proud of myself, if I'm allowed to say so, you know? The last time I did this, I was so much worse organized. You know? There's still even a playthrough available from my past adventures. So, hooray! Aren't they beautiful? So guys, I'll leave this at this point, and I'm going to check on out why the yellow cubes aren't producing as I want them. But it's been a long stream, and I appreciate you all hanging out here with me. And yeah, we're going to see at the next session where this all led us. And I hope you guys had a good time. And we're going to go for, I don't know what next time. I really got to check out what the yellow cubes do. It's driving me crazy. Sorry, guys. So, what's happening here? Why aren't they producing anymore? Well, anyways, let's do the outro during this time. So, a comment down below, or a thumbs up, or a subscription. Yeah, that's the word. Subscription to the channel would be deeply appreciated. I bet the yeah, we are out of oil, that's why. So, subscription would be deeply appreciated. Feel free to check out Discord and Twitter in the description box below. If you missed the stream, you can just subscribe there, and you're going to miss not a thing in the future. Also, there's a playlist link in the description box as well, if you want to check on out the other episodes. And last but not least, there's Patreon and there's PayPal down there in the description box, and I'd be delighted if you check them out and give me a helping hand. Either way, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching Vietro, really means a lot to me, and see you guys next time.